You ever look up at a plane slicing through the clouds and just wonder, how does that even work? I mean, how can it fly from one side of the planet to the other, crossing dozens of countries without a single problem? Well, it's all thanks to this invisible web of rules, a single global agreement that makes our sky one of the most cooperative places on Earth. It's an incredible story, and we're going to break down exactly how it works.
I mean, it sounds almost impossible, doesn't it? Just think about it for a second. You've got nearly 200 countries, all with their own laws, their own politics, their own interests. And yet somehow they all agree on how to run this one massive interconnected airline system. And it works with unbelievable safety and efficiency. So how on earth did we pull that off? Well, that's the puzzle we're going to solve right now.
To really get how the solution works, we first have to go back to a time before there was one, a time when aviation was exploding, but the sky was a mess of legal and economic chaos.
And boy, did things develop fast. The first international flight was way back in 1919, and by the end of World War II, aviation tech had just leaped forward. We had these incredible new planes that could go further and faster than ever before. The problem was, the rules for flying them between countries were a complete and utter patchwork, which made the whole business of air travel unpredictable and, frankly, pretty dangerous.
And here's the heart of the problem. All the big questions like, can your airline fly over my country? Or what safety standards are we using? Were decided by each nation one by one. It was literally every country for itself. This created so much friction and uncertainty. Just imagine trying to run a global business where the rulebook completely changes every single time you cross a border. It was a nightmare.
And this all boils down to one huge legal principle: sovereignty. Basically, it means every country is the absolute king of the sky above its own land. So an airline from France can't just decide to fly into American airspace without permission. That means we needed a system, not just of rules, but of permissions. But how do you create a system of permissions that every single country on the planet can agree to?
And that brings us to the big solution. Incredibly, right in the middle of World War II, nations actually came together to build that system. This historic meeting was called the Chicago Convention.
Now get this, it's November 1944. The war is still raging across Europe and the Pacific, but delegates from 54 allied and neutral countries meet up in Chicago. They spend 5 weeks hammering out the future of international air travel, and at the end of it all, 52 of them sign a single revolutionary agreement. It's just an amazing moment of foresight.
And their goal wasn't just about the technical stuff. If you read the preamble to the convention, it's all about creating and preserving friendship and understanding among the world's people. They really saw aviation as this powerful tool that could either unite the world or become another source of conflict. They chose unity.
Okay, but you can't just sign a piece of paper and walk away, right? Technology changes, new problems pop up, so the convention did something brilliant. It created a permanent organization to act as the global referee for aviation. That organization is called ICAO, the International Civil Aviation Organization.
The absolute best way to think about ICAO is that it creates the rules of the road for the entire planet's airspace. It's just like traffic laws that make driving predictable and safe. ICAO's rules do the exact same thing for flying, making sure that a pilot from Japan and a pilot from Brazil are both playing by the exact same rulebook.
And the official name for this global rulebook is SARPS. It stands for Standards and Recommended Practices. This is the technical heart of the whole system. All the detailed, nitty-gritty instructions that make global aviation actually work day in and day out.
And this is where the system gets really clever. The rules come in 2 flavors. A standard is mandatory. It's a must-do. It's something all countries will conform to because it's essential for safety. But a recommended practice is more like a should-do. It's something desirable that states will try to conform to. This gives the system this perfect blend of being firm where it needs to be, but also flexible enough to change over time.
And when I say this rulebook is comprehensive, I mean it covers everything. The SARPs are organized into 18 annexes. Just think of them as chapters. They cover how pilots get their licenses, the basic rules of the air, how you make sure an aircraft is safe to fly, even how to coordinate search and rescue missions and airport security. It's all in there, all standardized.
Okay, so we've got the technical rulebook, but how does that actually let an airline fly a plane from, say, Paris to Tokyo? Well, that is where the freedoms of the air come in.
Now, this is a super important point. These freedoms aren't automatic rights that airlines just have. They're privileges. They're the result of thousands of individual deals between countries where they agree to grant each other specific commercial rights. It's this incredibly complex web of deals that creates the global flight network that we all use.
It all starts with the basics. The first freedom is just the right to fly over another country's territory without landing. Simple enough. The second freedom is the right to land for a technical reason, like to refuel, but not to pick up or drop off any passengers. These two are the absolute bedrock of any international route.
And then you build on that foundation. The next freedoms, the third, the fourth, the fifth, and so on, those are the commercial ones. Those are the deals that actually allow an airline to pick up passengers in one country and drop them off in another. They are, quite literally, the reason you can buy a plane ticket to go just about anywhere in the world.
You know, there's this quote from an aviation law expert that just nails it. The degree of international cooperation in this respect is outstanding and shows that where there is a genuine desire to achieve international agreement, it can be forthcoming. The system works because, when it comes to flying, every nation has a genuine desire for it to work. It's a stunning testament to what we can do when we decide to cooperate for a common good.
So, as we stand here on the edge of a new era with commercial space travel becoming a reality, it leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. We managed to figure out how to share the sky. Will we be able to do the same thing for the stars?